Welcome back to This Week in Airsoft, guys. I'm gonna show you this week the Strobe that I recently picked up, and why it's a good buy for your gear. A lot of guys are gonna see this kind of strobe and they're gonna be like, "Well, why would I get it? You know, this is a real, kind of military grade type strobe light, and I don't use the night vision goggles anyways for it." Well, like any piece of gear that you get, if you buy it and look at it and say, well, it's only going to do this one thing, then you're kind of missing out on a whole part of being, a creative and ingenious type of soldier and warrior. You got to take something like this and you got to look at it and say, well, what else can I do with it? First of all, the basics of it. It is model number ACR-MS2000M Strobe, an ACR Electronics Inc. It does have a serial number, an NSN for military order and all that good stuff. What you see right here, this is the IR filter on the top of it to prevent it being able to see by the naked eye. But if you're looking at it through night vision, you will see the infrared come through. You will see it strobing through. Now there's a really neat test with these. You're going to see real ones like this. You're going to see fake knockoff ones that look like it in just strobe, and this cover is nothing but a black cover. You can't see through it, so if you didn't know, you'd think it was just a black cover. But the fake ones sometimes come in just black cover, like a tinted cover. But the real ones, to the naked eye, you can't see through it. And when the IR is flashing, you can see it with night vision. Also, you got you guys running out there with ones that look like that are speed loaders like this and on their helmets. Those are cool, and that's a good, neat way to decorate your speed loader. I wouldn't wear it on your head that way, because it's gonna rattle around on your head, and you don't want to walk around with a rattle in your head. That's kind of weird. I would keep that tucked away in your gear when you do that. But this is the real deal version. It takes 2 AA batteries right here in the base, which you can obviously get in any store, so it doesn't take any special battery. It's got its on-off switch right here, and it tells you how the batteries go in, so it's kind of idiot-proof there. First of all, I'm going to open the IR filter up. Open up, pop it to the side. It'll go either way, depending on where it's set up. All right. So when the IR filter is off, you can obviously see the strobe right there, the on button. Turn her on, and boom, she starts flashing. So imagine a camera flash. That's what it's doing. It's not going to be a big impediment or distraction type strobe. It's purely a signaling strobe. This particular model is kind of nice because you can take it. And I'm doing this one-handed, so if you extend the body, as I'm doing right here, extend the body all the way out, it gives you a blue filter inside. Now that's a little harder to see, but you can't see it from the side as easily. Strobing for a little better cover. The idea behind this is that you can signal an aircraft without giving yourself away as easily, because not every single pilot in aircraft going around is wearing nods, and in a civilian sense this is really good if you're maybe in a distress situation, an emergency. But in general, if you're like lost in the woods, just let her strobe normal like that. You got to use your imagination a little bit for why you would need to use a blue filter. You got some crazy guy chasing you through the woods, or you're being held hostage or something. Those crazy situations come up then. Regular police may not be wearing nods. Now, with the IR cover, you can see it strobing right now, and the reason you can see it strobing is I don't have the details of it, but your camera can pick up the light through the IR filter strobing. Now, this is a good way to test it. This is a good way to test anything that says, oh, it's an IR filter. If you were standing next to me right now and you were looking at it with your naked eye, you wouldn't see anything. You would think that the light is turned off right now because you couldn't see the filter through the filter. But the camera allows you to see the strobing. If that were fake and it were, a knockoff one, obviously you wouldn't see anything because it's either such a dark tinted filter or it's a black cover that it's just not doing anything. So this is kind of a good test. I got some buddies that have those Surefire lights that you put on your helmet. And if you buy a fake one, obviously, if it says it has an IR light on it, switch it to the IR light and point it at a camera, at a camcorder like this, and it won't appear. That means there's no IR light in there. Now, if I were to take a real one and point it at this camera right now, I would see a light. So it's actually a good way to test these kind of things and find the real ones and the fake ones doing that too. I'll turn it off. You can, as far as for Airsoft, this baby's got a couple different uses. All right. First of all, it's what it does advertise. It's strobes. Now, I talked a little bit about it on the helmet. Here's the helmet. You can put a little Velcro on it right here or across the top, down, and you can Velcro it to the top of your helmet to signal. Now, who would you be signaling with it? Obviously, you don't want to give yourself away, so turn it backwards, away from the front, and you can use it to signal teammates and other parts of the people on the battlefield. Also, it's not necessarily that you're going to use it when it's here. When it's here, it's easily accessible. Velcroed on the top of your head. So you're in a tough situation, you need to pull it out, you need to signal, the team of your position, and because you're in trouble, rip that sucker off the top of your head and turn it on. If I'm stuck in a building across the way and nobody sees me, and I got to try and get a signal off, to a team in the next building over, slide her open, turn her on, point it out the window right at them. And the enemy is less likely to see that, and your friends are more likely to see that. See that? Point it right out the window and help the good guys know that you're there. So it's a versatile tool in that sense, and marking stuff. If you got the gumption for it, and you're not worried about losing it or getting it stolen, which I wouldn't. Just get your name kind of carved into it. You can throw it into an enemy building, and like a Black Hawk Down style to mark your enemy's position. Two ways you can wear it on your helmet. On your head, all the way at the top. That'll take up that space that would normally have glint tape on it that you're not using, or on the back of your helmet, keeping it easily velcroed there, accessible, ready to use anytime you need it. You can keep it in a pouch, locked away, and put away, and that's fine. Plenty of guys do that. Plenty of guys and us that had it in combat would put it away and keep it stashed away. But with the advent of all the Velcro and attachments to your helmet, it's just a good, simple, clean, convenient way to store it. I mean, that's one less pouch you have to worry about, and it's right there, easy to get to. And that's how this baby comes into play in Airsoft. Especially, and that's if you're not using night vision. If your team is to the level where you're using night vision, you've got the filter. You turn it on, and you're running around the battlefield, and the enemy doesn't know where you are, but the rest of your team can look through their nods and spot you, and be like, there are guys. Our guys are there. We have one guy down, or he's hiding here because he's pinned down. That's what this is good for, and that's why the IR filter is important. Even if you're not using it now, you might be using it later. Now let's take back in a moment and think about it. You're in an Airsoft situation. You're out in the woods, you get in trouble, you trip up and you fall down. You're cut off from your group because they left you behind because you were too slow, or because the game just kind of passed you by. Well, you're hurt, and what are you going to do now? You can try and signal somebody and hope that they hear you, but you're out there in the woods and now they're looking for you. Well, open that filter up, turn that strobe on, and now there's a signal light so you can be found. This works great for hikers too. It works great for camping and for that. This is a good way to save your life and be found. I know we're playing Airsoft 99.9% of the time, but those real-world emergencies, these things can save a life, and it's a good idea to have one within your team. If not everybody have one, I always recommend these kind of devices. But you know, that in that sense, you know, somebody gets hurt in the game, you know, and they call a real helicopter in or a real ambulance in, and this baby right here will help you be seen at night, you know, because you're usually not trying to be seen at night, and it's important to have tools like that in the real world situations. But game wise, signal your team, signal other players, distraction devices, and all other kinds of good uses. And let's not forget the this looks really cool sitting on the top of my helmet factor, or on the back of my helmet. Makes me look high speed. So that sucker right there can do a lot for you. This one, I believe I paid $65-70 for, and you can find them in catalogs. I think US Cav has it. I don't know if Ranger Joe's has it. I find it at some surplus stores. They're a little tough to find. If you're paying more than $80 for this thing, I don't know what you're getting. The older models were a little thicker. This one is a military, you know, grade kind of model that I would use in combat. It's a lighter design, so I just think they kind of slimmed it down and made it a little cheaper. But this does the job great and works really nice. Also, when you have something nice like this attached to your helmet, you know, attached to your helmet anywhere, or hanging off something, or attached to your gear, please dummy cord it. You know, I got the little hole right there so I can run my lanyard through it. I took the lanyard off just because it was annoying me messing around with it. But dummy cord this thing. You know, what do I mean by dummy cord? It means when it's right here, you know, tie the lanyard to the back of your helmet somewhere. I know, oh wait a minute, what if I got to get to it? Look, I always carry a knife, so if I really got to pull it off, I'll just cut the dummy cord and restring it later. That's not a big deal. But it's going to annoy me if I'm running somewhere, I lose the damn thing, and it fell down when it could have been dummy corded and saved. It's just one of those things you got to take into consideration. You know, it's a piece of equipment that can make your mission a little easier, and it's another tool in your box of tricks. And don't discard it because you're like, whoa, I don't have night vision. You know, why should I get something like this and use it? And you know, we just 10 minutes of good reasons and why it's a good piece of equipment. So remember that. All right. So I guess I'll be talking to you guys next time again. This is Javier, Dark Horse, with This Week in Airsoft, talking about this week's piece of gear. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments and feedback. Tell me your experiences with it, whether you like it or not like it. Nothing is wrong to say, you know, other than it's a piece of crap and you shouldn't get it. That's not true. You know, everything's got a purpose, everything's got a mission, and it's important to know what it all does and how it can be useful to everybody. Maybe not in your first game of playing, but down the road it might be very useful. Alright, so I hope to see you guys soon again, and keep an eye out for more videos and more reviews and more discussion on great products. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. If you guys enjoyed what you watched today and you'd like to keep up on what we're doing and the videos that we put out as we constantly put out, go ahead, hit subscribe. And if you want to see what we're doing at This Week in Airsoft at our Facebook page, go ahead and hit the Facebook button. And we'll keep you up to date on what's happening, along with our podcast that comes out bi-weekly, talking about everything that's happening in Airsoft. We'll continue to do these videos. So if you want to stay really well informed, go ahead and hit subscribe to our videos, or hit Facebook to get to our Facebook page and like us there. This is Javier, Dark Horse, with This Week in Airsoft. Thanks for watching, and we hope you guys will tune in again soon. Bye.